Today's lecture after a long break. Today we will discuss collisions. This is the last subunit of work power energy. We will discuss collisions. Let us first define what is a collision. For example, we have two bodies here. This is body A and this is body B. We have two bodies. This is body A and this is body B. Suppose these two bodies, they are moving in opposite directions or they are moving along the same direction. Suppose after some time these two bodies strike each other. When these two bodies strike with each other, we say that there occurs a collision between the two bodies. We can say that collisions between two bodies is said to occur if the two bodies physically strike with each other. Collisions between two bodies, say A and B, is said to occur if the two bodies strike with each other or if the path of one body is affected by the force exerted by the another body. These are the two conditions for collisions to occur. Collisions between two bodies is said to occur if the two bodies physically strike with each other. That means the two bodies come in contact with each other. That is the first case. Number second, if the path of one body is affected by the force exerted by the another body. What does this say? For example, this is body A. Suppose this body A is moving in this direction along this path. Suppose here we have a body B. Suppose this body B exerts a force on body A in such a way, this body A, it changes its path. When this body A changes its path due to the forces exerted by body B, then we can say again the collision between two bodies has occurred. For example, while studying Rutherford's model of atom, an alpha particle is traveling towards the nucleus. When the alpha particle travels towards the nucleus exerts electrostatic force on this alpha particle, because this alpha particle is positively charged and the nucleus is also positively charged. Therefore, when this alpha particle moves towards the nucleus, what happens? The nucleus exerts electrostatic force on this alpha particle. As a result, this alpha particle, the speed of this alpha particle or the velocity of this alpha particle goes on decreasing, and at some time the velocity of alpha particle becomes zero. At that time the alpha particle retraces its path. It means that the path of the alpha particle gets changed due to the electrostatic force exerted by the nucleus on the alpha particle. We can say that there occurs a collision between the alpha particle and the nucleus. So this is the example of this second case. That is, if the path of one body is affected by the force exerted by the other body, then we can say the collision between two bodies is said to have occurred. Now, in case of alpha particle, it is traveling towards the nucleus. When the alpha particle starts traveling towards the nucleus exerts electrostatic force of repulsion on this alpha particle. As this alpha particle moves closer and closer to the nucleus, this electrostatic force of repulsion goes on increasing. As a result, the velocity of the alpha particle goes on decreasing. At some point, the velocity of alpha particle becomes zero. At this point, the alpha particle starts retracing its path due to the force of repulsion. It means that the path of this alpha particle is affected by the force exerted by the nucleus on the alpha particle. In that case, we can say that the collision has occurred between alpha particle and the nucleus. So, collision between two bodies is said to occur if the two bodies physically strike with each other, or if the path of one body is affected by the force exerted by the another body. Thus, here we can say, in order that the collision should occur, it is not necessary that two bodies should come in physical contact with each other. For collision to occur, it is not necessary that the two bodies should come in contact with each other, because we can say that this collision can also occur if the path of one body is affected by the force exerted by the another body in it. So this was about the definition of the collision. Now we can discuss types of collision. Discuss types of collision. Basically, we have two types of collision. Number one is elastic collision. Number second is inelastic collision. Inelastic collision. हमारे पास mainly collisions जो है वो दो किस्म के हैं, elastic collision and inelastic collision. See, elastic collision क्या है? दो bodies के दरमियान collision को हम उस वक्त elastic collision कहते हैं when there is no loss of kinetic energy. When there is no loss of kinetic energy during the collision. Collisions between two bodies is said to be an elastic collision if there occurs no loss of kinetic energy. No loss of kinetic energy during the collision. दो bodies के दरमियान collision तब elastic collision होगा जब ये बॉडीज आपस में कोलाइड करेंगे, देयर इज नो लॉस ऑफ काइनेटिक एनर्जी ड्यूरिंग collisions. इट मींस काइनेटिक एनर्जी बिफोर collision is equal to kinetic energy after collision. It means that during such collision the kinetic energy is conserved. We can simply say collision between two bodies is said to be elastic collision if the kinetic energy of the colliding bodies before collision is same as the kinetic energy of the colliding bodies after collision. Or we can say if there occurs if the kinetic energy is conserved during the collision. In such a case, the collision between two bodies is said to be an elastic collision. Now, characteristics of elastic collision. We have certain characteristics of elastic collision. I have told you that collision between two bodies is said to be elastic collision if the kinetic energy remains conserved during the collisions. That means if there is no loss of kinetic energy during collisions. That means kinetic energy before collision is equal to kinetic energy after collision. Kinetic energy after collision. Now, characteristics of elastic collision. Number first, linear momentum is conserved. Linear momentum is conserved. During elastic collision, the linear momentum is conserved. That means linear momentum before collision is equal to linear momentum after collision. Number second, total energy is conserved. Total energy is conserved because energy is always conserved as per law of conservation of energy. Number third, kinetic energy is conserved. तो इलास्टिक collision में kinetic energy जो होती है वो कंजर्व होती है. नंबर फोर्थ, forces involved in the collisions. Forces involved in the collision are conservative forces. Forces involved in the collision are conservative forces. Number fifth, mechanical energy is not converted into mechanical energy is not converted into heat, light and sound. Mechanical energy is not converted into heat, light and sound. तो यहां पर हमने पढ़ा characteristics of last equation. Linear momentum is conserved, total energy is conserved, kinetic energy is conserved, forces involved in the collision are conservative forces. तो पांचवा कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स जो इसका है वो है कि मैकेनिकल एनर्जी जो है that is not converted into heat, light और sound. हम इस इलास्टिक collisions के कुछ एग्जांपल्स देंगे. नंबर 1, collisions between subatomic particles. Collisions between subatomic particles. We can say collision between two electrons. That is an elastic collision. Collision between two protons. That's an elastic collision. Number 2, collisions between two glass balls. These are some examples of elastic collision. So, elastic collision is said to occur if there is no loss of kinetic energy during the collisions. It means that if the kinetic energy remains conserved during the collisions, then the collision is said to be an elastic collision. This completes the elastic collision. Now let us discuss inelastic collision. Inelastic collision. देखो बच्चों, इलास्टिक collision में मैंने बताया था कि काइनेटिक एनर्जी बिफोर collision होता है बराबर काइनेटिक एनर्जी आफ्टर collision. यानी उस collision में जो काइनेटिक एनर्जी होती है वो कंजर्व्ड रहती है. नाउ अगर काइनेटिक एनर्जी कंजर्व नहीं रही, that means if there occurs loss of kinetic energy during the collision, then that type of collision is called as inelastic collision. हम ऐसे बोलेंगे, collision between two bodies is said to be inelastic collision if there occurs loss of kinetic energy during the collision. It means the kinetic energy before collision is not equal to kinetic energy after collision. It means that in such collision the kinetic energy is not conserved. However, in every type of collision, linear momentum and total energy, they are always conserved. So here we can write, collision between two bodies is said to be inelastic collision if there occurs loss of kinetic energy, during the collisions. If there occurs loss of kinetic energy during the collisions. Collision between two bodies is said to be inelastic collision if there occurs loss of kinetic energy during the collision. What happens? In that case, the kinetic energy before collision, that will not be equal to kinetic energy after collision. It means that in such collision, the kinetic energy is not conserved. In that case, the collision is said to be inelastic collision. यानी वो collision जिसमें kinetic energy conserved नहीं रहती है, उस collision को हम कहते हैं inelastic collision. अब हम इस inelastic collision के characteristics देखेंगे. Characteristics of inelastic collision. मैंने बोला जो लीनियर मोमेंटम है वो दोनों collisions में कंजर्व होगा. लीनियर मोमेंटम is conserved. That is, linear momentum before collision is equal to linear momentum after collision. Number 2, total energy is conserved. दूसरा जो है total energy is conserved, यानी total energy before collision is equal to total energy after collision. Third, kinetic energy is not conserved. Kinetic energy is not conserved. That means kinetic energy before collision is not equal to kinetic energy after collision. This is the main difference between inelastic and elastic collisions. Number 4, some or all forces involved in the collusion are non-conservative forces. यानी इसमें जो forces होते हैं, वो forces जो होते हैं, वो होते हैं non-conservative forces. The forces involved in inelastic collusion, they are non-conservative forces. Number 5, mechanical energy. Mechanical energy is converted into light, sound and heat energy. Mechanical energy is converted into light, heat and sound energy. These are the 5 characteristics of inelastic collusions. The number 1 is linear momentum is conserved, total energy is conserved, kinetic energy is not conserved. जो forces होते हैं वो non conservative forces होते हैं. जो mechanical energy होती है वो convert होती है into light energy, into sound energy. For example, collusion between 2 vehicles. 2 vehicles आ रहे हैं अपोजिट साइड में या एक ही साइड में. जब 2 vehicles के दरमियान collusion होता है, एक साउंड पैदा होती है, लाइट पैदा होती है. कभी कभी ये collusion इतना ज्यादा होता है कि दोनों जो बॉडीज है वहां आग लगती है, लाइट एनर्जी पैदा होती है. So such kind of collusions, they are called as inelastic collusions. So this is the example of inelastic collusion. Collusion between 2 vehicles. हम दूसरा एग्जांपल देंगे, collusion between ball and the floor. Collusion between ball and the floor. जब हम बॉल को जोर से फ्लोर पे लगाएंगे, बॉल जो है इतना ज्यादा वापस तेज नहीं आएगी. इसका मतलब है there occurs some loss of kinetic energy when the ball strikes the floor. Then such kind of collusion, that's called as inelastic collusion. So these are the 2 examples of inelastic collusion. Third type of collusions is perfectly inelastic collusion. आपने देखा inelastic collusion में kinetic energy conserve नहीं होती है, means there occurs a loss of kinetic energy during the collusion. अब हम पढ़ेंगे perfectly inelastic collusion. देखो बेटा, सपोज हमारे पास यहां पर एक बॉडी है. सपोज इस बॉडी की वेलोसिटी जो है, इस बॉडी की वेलोसिटी है u1. सपोज यहां पर हमारे पास दूसरी बॉडी है, इस बॉडी की जो वेलोसिटी है दैट इज u2. सपोज u1 जो है दैट इज ग्रेटर देन u2. जब u1 ग्रेटर देन u2 होगा, आफ्टर सम टाइम दिस बॉडी A, दिस विल कोलाइड विद बॉडी B. यहां पर इस बॉडी A ने बॉडी B के साथ कोलाइड किया. अगर दिस इज ड्यूरिंग collusion, अगर आफ्टर, दिस इज बिफोर collusion, अगर आफ्टर collusions these 2 bodies they move as a single body with common velocity. अगर after collusion these 2 bodies they stick together, they stick together, that means they do not separate from each other and move as a single body with common velocity, then in that case the collusion between these 2 bodies is said to be a perfectly inelastic collusion. हम ऐसे कहेंगे, collusion between 2 bodies is said to be a perfectly inelastic collusion if after collusion the 2 bodies stick together and move with a common velocity. Then in that case the collusion is said to be a perfectly inelastic collusion. यानी 2 बॉडीज के दरमियान collusion तब perfectly inelastic collusion होता है जब after collusion ये 2 बॉडीज जो है they will stick together, they stick to each other. That means they cannot separate from each other, whereas they move as a single body with a combined velocity. They move as a single body with a common velocity. In that case the collusion between these 2 bodies is said to be a perfectly inelastic collusion. During this collusion, during perfectly inelastic collusion, there occurs maximum loss of kinetic energy. It is because of maximum loss of kinetic energy, these 2 bodies they do not separate from each other after collusion. So such type of collusion is called as perfectly inelastic collusion. हम ऐसे बताएंगे, collusion between two bodies is said to be a perfectly inelastic collusion if after collusion the two bodies stick together and move as a single body with common velocity. During this type of collusion, there occurs the maximum loss of kinetic energy. It is because of this maximum loss of kinetic energy that the two bodies, they stick together after collusion. That means they do not separate from each other after collusion. The simple example of perfectly inelastic collusion is when we throw a mud on the wall, what happens? There occurs a collusion between mud and the wall. What happens? The mud sticks to the wall because there occurs maximum loss of kinetic energy during such type of collusion. So the first example is mud thrown on the wall sticks to it, sticks to it, sticks to it. That type of collusion is perfectly inelastic collusion because in such type of collusion there occurs a maximum loss of kinetic energy so that mud cannot get separated from the wall or wall cannot get separated from the mud. Or number second is a bullet fired on a cardboard gets embedded in it and moves and then I'm simply लिखेंगे a bullet fired on a cardboard gets embedded in it and after collusion move as a single body. Such type of collusion is also a perfectly inelastic collusion. जब हम ब्लड को किसी लकड़ी के टुकड़े में लगाते हैं, जो ब्लड है वो एम्बेड होता है उस लकड़ी के टुकड़े में और वहीं स्टिक हो जाता है और आफ्टर collusion ये जो कार्डबोर्ड है और ब्लड है, they move as a single body, then that type of collusion is called as perfectly inelastic collusion. Now the fourth one is elastic collusion. Super elastic collusion or explosive collusion. देखो बेटा, हम सुपर इलास्टिक collusion में क्या होता है? There occurs huge increase in the kinetic energy. ऐसे बोलेंगे हम, collusion between two bodies is said to be super elastic collusion if there occurs large increase in the kinetic energy during collusion. ये कैसे होता है? जब दो bodies आपस में impact करेंगे, when the two bodies come in contact with each other or when the two bodies collide with each other, what happens? Potential energy gets released. And it is this potential energy which occurs in the form of kinetic energy. Then such type of collusion is called as superelastic collusion. हम ऐसे बोलेंगे, the collusion between two bodies is said to be a superelastic collusion if there occurs large increase in the kinetic energy. This occurs only when there occurs a release of potential energy during the impact of the two bodies. For example, bursting of firecracker. Bursting of firecracker is an example of superelastic collusion. क्योंकि वहां जब firecracker burst होता है, वहां जबरदस्त धमाका होता है, तो इसीलिए हम उसको explosive collusion भी कहते हैं. Then such type of collusion is an superelastic collusion because जब ये firecracker burst होता है, तो इसके जो टुकड़े हैं, वो जोर से इर्द गिर्द फैल जाते हैं. तो with a large velocity, with a large kinetic energy, then such type of collusion उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? Superelastic collusion. तो वो collusion जिसमें large increase होगा kinetic energy का, उस collusion को हम कहते हैं superelastic collusion or explosive collusion. The fifth one is head-on collusion. or we can write one-dimensional collusion. Head-on collusion or one-dimensional collusion. Head-on collusion or one-dimensional collusion. देखो बेटा, सपोज हमारे पास यहां पर एक बॉडी है, दिस इज बॉडी ए. सपोज दिस इज मूविंग विद वेलोसिटी u1. दिस इज बॉडी बी. This is moving with velocity u2. If u1 is greater than u2, अगर u1 होगा greater than u2, ये दो bodies जो है they will collide with each other. This is A body and this is body B. This is during collusion. This is before collusion. And this is the after collusion case. This is body A. It's moving with velocity v1. This is body B. It is moving with velocity v2. आप देखो यहां पर जो हमारे colliding bodies है, before and after collusion they move along the same straight line. Then such type of collusion is called as head-on collusion or one-dimensional collusion. दो bodies के दरमियान collusion तब head-on collusion होगा, collusion तब वन डायमेंशनल collusion होगा जब बिफोर एंड आफ्टर collusion ये जो दो बॉडीज है they move along the same straight line. Collusions between two bodies is said to be head-on collusion or one-dimensional collusion if before and after collusion the two bodies move along the same straight line. Example simply है collusion between two railway compartments. रेल के जो दो डब्बे होते हैं, उन दो डब्बों के दरमियान जो collusion होता है वो collusion वन डायमेंशनल collusion होता है या हेड ऑन collusion होता है. क्योंकि बिफोर collusion दोनों डब्बे एक ही डायरेक्शन में चलते हैं, जब उनको आपस में टकराव करेंगे तो आफ्टर collusion वो दोनों डब्बे एक ही स्ट्रेट लाइन में चलेंगे. तो such type of collusion is called as head on collusion or one dimensional collusion. Now the last type, that is oblique collusion. आखिरी टाइप जो है वो है oblique collusion. दो बॉडीज के दरमियान collusion तब oblique collusion कहलाता है if the two bodies does not move along the same straight line before and after collusion, but lie on the same plane before and after collusion. But lie on the same plane before and after collusion. Before and after collusion. दो बॉडीज के दरमियान collusion तब oblique collusion होता है जब दो बॉडीज एक ही स्ट्रेट लाइन में नहीं चलेंगे, but they lie in the same plane before and after collusion. So हम ऐसे कहेंगे collusion between two bodies is said to be an oblique collusion, या इसको हम कहते हैं two dimensional collusion. Oblique collusion या two dimensional collusion if the two bodies doesn't move along the same straight line but lie in the same plane before and after collusion. Simple example मैं दूंगा. ये हमारा कैरम बोर्ड है. कैरम बोर्ड जो है वो प्लेन होता है, इसके दो डायमेंशंस होते हैं. यहां पर जो दो कैरम कॉइन्स के दरमियान collusion होगा वो collusion जो है, फॉर एग्जांपल यहां से एक कैरम कॉइन आई, इसने इसको स्ट्राइक किया, ये कैरम कॉइन यहां चली और ये कैरम कॉइन यहां चली. इसका मतलब है collusion between these two कैरम coins is an example of oblique collusion. Collusion between two कैरम coins is an example of two-dimensional collusion or oblique collusion, because before and after collusion the two कैरम coins they lie in the same plane. the next topic, let us prove that during one-dimensional elastic collision, relative velocity of approach is equal to relative velocity of separation. Relative velocity of separation. This is before collision and this is after collision. We will prove that in case of one-dimensional elastic collision, the relative velocity of approach, the velocity with which one body approaches the second body, is equal to the relative velocity of separation after collision. When one body, the velocity with which one body separates from the other body. We will prove this relative velocity of approach is equal to relative velocity of separation after collision. कैसे हम करेंगे? Suppose we have two elastic bodies. This is body A and it has a mass m1. Suppose this body A is moving with velocity u1 before collision. We have another body, say this is body B, this has mass m2 and it is moving with a velocity u2 before collision. We have two elastic bodies, body A and body B, which are moving with velocities u1 and u2 before collision. The masses of the two bodies are m1 and m2. Suppose this u1 is greater than u2. When u1 is greater than u2, what happens? The body A, it will, after some time, this body A, this will collide with body B. So, since u1 is greater than u2, the two bodies, they collide with each other. This is m1, this is m2, this is body A, this is body B. Now, let after collision, this is during collision. Now, after collision. Suppose this is body A, it moves with a velocity v1 and this is body B having mass m2, it moves with a velocity v2. Since the collision is one-dimensional collision, head-on collision, therefore the two bodies, they move along the same straight line before and after collision. Now, the two bodies will collide only if this u1 is greater than u2. And after collision, the two bodies will separate only if v2 is greater than v1. If the velocity of body B is greater than the velocity of body A after collision, then only after collision, these two bodies, they will separate each other. Now, relative velocity of approach is basically the relative velocity of body A with respect to the body B. Now, when the two bodies are moving in the same direction, their relative velocity is simply equal to the difference in their velocities. We can say the relative velocity of A with respect to body B, that will be equal to u1 minus u2, and that u1 minus u2 is called relative velocity of approach. The velocity with which body A approaches the body B. Now, relative velocity of separation. Bodies will separate only if v2 is greater than v1. Therefore, the relative velocity of body B with respect to body A, that's called as relative velocity of separation, and that will be equal to v2 minus v1. So we will prove that this u1 minus u2, relative velocity of approach, is equal to v1 minus v2. v2 minus v1. Now, since the collision is elastic, therefore the linear momentum will be conserved. The linear momentum will be conserved. Therefore, as per law of conservation of linear momentum, total linear momentum before collision is equal to total linear momentum after collision. Total linear momentum before collision means momentum of body A plus momentum of body B before collision. Momentum is product of mass and velocity. What is the mass of body A? m1. What is its velocity? u1. So this is m1 u1, that is momentum of body A, plus m2 u2, that is momentum of body B, that is m1 plus u1 plus m2 plus m1 u1 plus m2 u2, that is the total linear momentum before collision. This is equal to the total linear momentum after collision. What is the momentum of body A after collision? This is m1 u1, m1 v1, plus what is the momentum of body B after collision? This is m2 v2. So as per law of conservation of linear momentum, m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Let us call this equation number first. यहां पर क्या काम करेंगे? m1 वालों को m1 वाले एक साइड में लाएंगे, m2 वाले दूसरे साइड में लाएंगे, तो ये बनेगा m1 u1 माइनस m1 v1, इसको यहां लाया तो इज इक्वल टू m2 v2 माइनस m2 u2. शाबाश, m1 v1 को यहां लाया, m2 v2 को वहां लिया, यहां से m1 कॉमन लेंगे, m1 जो है उसको कॉमन लिया, ये आया u1 माइनस v1 इज इक्वल टू, यहां m2 कॉमन लेंगे, m2 जब कॉमन लिया, यह आया v2 माइनस u2, v2 माइनस u2, इसको नाम रखेंगे इक्वेशन नंबर सेकंड. नाउ चूंकि क्लूजन जो है वो इलास्टिक क्लूजन है, आपको पता है इलास्टिक क्लूजन में काइनेटिक एनर्जी भी कंजर्व होती है. देयरफॉर एज पर लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ काइनेटिक एनर्जी, टोटल काइनेटिक एनर्जी बिफोर क्लूजन इज इक्वल टू टोटल काइनेटिक एनर्जी आफ्टर क्लूजन. Total kinetic energy before collision is equal to total kinetic energy after collision. Total kinetic energy before collision होगा kinetic energy of body A plus kinetic energy of body B. Kinetic energy of body A होगा 1/2 m1 u1 square. तो ये बनेगा 1/2 m1 u1 square, यानी kinetic energy of body A before collision plus 1/2 m2 u2 square, यानी kinetic energy of body B before collision is equal to kinetic energy of body A after collision. This is 1/2 m1 v1 square, ठीक है बच्चों, plus 1/2 m2 v2 square. इसको नाम रखेंगे इक्वेशन नंबर थर्ड. यहां 1/2 जो होगा वो कैंसल होगा थ्रू आउट, कैंसलिंग 1/2 थ्रू आउट, 1/2 1/2 1/2 1/2 कैंसल किया, तो आपको बच्चों क्या आया? m1 u1 square plus m2 u2 square is equal to m1 v1 square plus m2 v2 square. अब m1 वाले एक साइड में लेंगे, m2 वाले दूसरे साइड में लेंगे, ये बनेगा m1 u1 square माइनस m1 v1 square is equal to, शाबाश, वहां पर क्या रहेगा? m2 v2 square माइनस m2 u2 square. यहां बच्चों m1 कॉमन आएगा, यहां m2 कॉमन आएगा, m1 जो है वो कॉमन ले लो, ये है u1 स्क्वायर माइनस v1 स्क्वायर, u1 स्क्वायर माइनस v1 स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू, शाबाश, m2 कॉमन लेंगे, शाबाश, v2 स्क्वायर माइनस u2 स्क्वायर. ठीक है, m1 u1 स्क्वायर माइनस v1 स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू m2 v2 स्क्वायर माइनस u2 स्क्वायर. अब यहां पर क्या काम करेंगे? डिवाइड करेंगे, इसको नाम रखेंगे इक्वेशन नंबर थर्ड. थर्ड को सेकंड से डिवाइड करेंगे, डिवाइडिंग, इसको फोर्थ रखेंगे नाम, फोर्थ, डिवाइडिंग फोर्थ बाय सेकंड, डिवाइडिंग फोर्थ बाय सेकंड. जब हम इक्वेशंस को डिवाइड करते हैं, LHS अलग डिवाइड होते हैं, RHS अलग डिवाइड होते हैं. इसका LHS क्या है? शाबाश, वी गेट m1, शाबाश, क्या है? u1 स्क्वायर माइनस v1 स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय, यहां पर m1 u1 माइनस v1, ठीक है, इज इक्वल टू, शाबाश, m2 v2 स्क्वायर माइनस u2 स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय, शाबाश बेटा, m2 v2 माइनस u2. डिवाइड किया हमने, m1 cancel, m2 cancel. तो what we get here now, हमें क्या निकला यहां पर? हमें निकला u1 स्क्वायर माइनस v1 स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय u1 माइनस v1 इज इक्वल टू v2 स्क्वायर माइनस u2 स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय v2 माइनस u2. ये ऊपर वाला जो ये आइडेंटिटी है a स्क्वायर माइनस b स्क्वायर, ये है a प्लस b इंटू a माइनस b. तो ये है u1 प्लस v1 इंटू u1 माइनस v1 डिवाइडेड बाय क्या है इसका शाबाश, u1 माइनस v1. RHS में भी आइडेंटिटी है a स्क्वायर माइनस b स्क्वायर, तो ये हो गया v2 प्लस u2 इंटू शाबाश v2 माइनस u2 डिवाइडेड बाय v2 माइनस u2. v2 माइनस u2 कैंसल, u1 माइनस v1 कैंसल. तो हमें क्या रहा, u1 प्लस v1 इज इक्वल टू v2 प्लस u2. u2 को इस साइड में लाओ, ये बनेगा u1 माइनस u2 इज इक्वल टू v2 माइनस v1. मैंने आपको बताया u1 माइनस u2 जो है वो है रिलेटिव वेलोसिटी ऑफ बॉडी A विद रिस्पेक्ट टू बॉडी B, यानी वो है रिलेटिव वेलोसिटी ऑफ अप्रोच, इज इक्वल टू, मैंने आपको बताया v2 माइनस v1 है रिलेटिव वेलोसिटी ऑफ सेपरेशन, यानी वो है रिलेटिव वेलोसिटी ऑफ बॉडी B विद रिस्पेक्ट टू बॉडी A, वो है रिलेटिव वेलोसिटी ऑफ सेपरेशन. तो बच्चों मैंने आज प्रूव किया कि ड्यूरिंग वन डायमेंशनल इलास्टिक कोलिजन रिलेटिव वेलोसिटी ऑफ अप्रोच इज इक्वल टू रिलेटिव वेलोसिटी ऑफ सेपरेशन. थैंक यू वेरी मच.